Hey! Wei Cheng! Yes, me! It looks very dangerous. That's why there's nobody working there, because they're all injured and they're at the hospital. Yeah. But sometimes I don't know why I'm fighting, but just keep fighting. I'm just not a fighter. I guess I'm more of a lover. Oh hey, my name is Daisuke Tsuji, the actor who plays Jin Sakai in Ghost of Tsushima and Scorpion in Mortal Kombat 1, and today we'll be reacting to 9 Monkeys of Shaolin. Hit that subscribe and let's go!
Fearless monks defended the temple from both ruthless bandits and the terrible forces of darkness.
So I have played this game. I've played almost all of the games that I've worked on. I forget when I worked on this game, but it might have been after I booked Ghost of Tsushima. Oh, well, you'll see. Like I don't say a whole lot in the game, even though I do play the main character. But yeah, I think this was before Ghost came out. This was my first lead role in a video game. I'm guessing it was 2 to 3 sessions, and that's the thing about voiceovers that's interesting is that you can spend the whole day.
Bandits again in less than a month.
Hey,
I must find grandfather.
Wei Cheng.
He probably
Yes, me. And I wanted to be respectful because this is set in China. What is he hitting? I don't know what is he doing. This kind of reminds me of playing arcade games. Like I would play Ninja Turtles. That was a big arcade game, and it's kind of like that. And it's a lot of fun. I did beat this, but I think in order to get the on PlayStation, in order to get the platinum trophy, I think you're supposed to play it at the hardest level. And a lot of these this type of game, it's just fun to just hit the bad guys. It's supposed to be fairly easy, I think, but once you get to the hardest level, I had to quit because it became too difficult. And I just kind of I'm not that much of an expert in playing this type of games, but yeah, it does get difficult. But the normal level, it's a lot of fun to play and fairly easy to finish. You just want to hit things, and and it feels good. Well, I mean, in video games, in a way, because you're not supposed to do that in real life, it feels good to do it inside of a game. And this is why I think that like world leaders should all have, PlayStation or Xbox or whatever, and they should play video games instead of going to wars, because then they just get the aggression out, and they could even have a tournament, like between, in Mortal Kombat or whatever, and there would be world peace. But what do we know?
I meant no offense, Empress.
It would be amazing, if only. So yeah, this only took like 2 to 3 sessions. So I think I recorded all of these lines in Ashland, Oregon. Yeah, so it's interesting how you can record anywhere. Yeah, I travel for work. Okay, so this is similar to Ghost of Tsushima as well, where I face the main bad guy and I lose. That seems to happen a lot in video games. You fight the main bad guy. It makes sense because in the beginning you're just your character's still learning and he's not as strong, and so by the end, when you beat the bad guy, you realize how far you've come.
We arrived when it was all over, and the village was nothing but a smoking
These are
ruin.
such great voices. Yeah, so now he's training. Now I shouldn't assume, but in an Asian game like this, I assume that the voiceover actors are probably almost all Asian American, if not all. But I would understand with a game like this, maybe they didn't hire all Asian American. But a lot of the games that I book are also Asian like this, and I feel like I end up working with the same people, same voiceover actors, so it's kind of fun to try and guess if I hear a familiar voice. Okay, okay, so I'm training. Yes, special powers. I wish that I knew how to do martial arts. I've done like Taekwondo, a little bit of Kung Fu, I think. once I get to the point where you have to like spar with other people with Muay Thai, once I start, you know, making contact with other people, I'm just not a fighter. I guess I'm more of a lover than a fighter. Actually, I don't think I'm a lover either. I'm neither a lover or a fighter. I'm a monk. Yeah, I'm like a monk that doesn't fight. It just meditates. Yeah, and I remember in this game, yeah, as you play, you get different weapons, which, you know, it makes it fun. Yeah, it's pretty cool to play a main character in a video game. Yeah, it's hard to explain or describe what it feels like. People do ask me, like, what does it feel like to play as yourself? I can't really describe it except it's pretty cool. I was gonna say, structurally, there's a lot of similarities with this and Ghost of Tsushima for some reason. I don't know if it's like a trope with video games, but you know, there's a beginning, some kind of tragedy that happens to a family member, and then you fight the main bad guy and you lose, and then you start training. Very similar structures. There was one moment in this game where I got stuck because the blow dart guy, because he's far away, you can't really hit him. But what I had to do was block the blow dart that they're shooting at me in order to... Oh, I think it was this part. I couldn't understand how to beat those guys up there, but I didn't know that blocking the blow dart blocks it towards them, and so they get hit by their own blow dart. Anyway, that's small little details. Yeah, this is a fun game. This is a lot of fun games. Very satisfying. That's a boss. Ooh, yeah. Why is it leaving? Coward. The very first game that I worked on was called Prey, which is a very good game actually. And I think this was my third game. I was already working on Ghost of Tsushima as I did this one, and that's why, like, it was really cool to play a main character in the game. But because I was already starting to work on Ghost of Tsushima, it felt like, I don't know, it felt like yeah, I can play a lead. Yeah, I already had that confidence. Sometimes video games does feel like, you know, story, and then more like fight, and then like just a little bit of story, and then more fight. Game, story. But as you know, as video games evolve, stories really help with the gameplay. Like, it really gives you a motivation to keep going, and it becomes more like emotional, and you're more connected to the games themselves. But yeah, games like Little Nightmare, like, it could just be about a game that's just scary, but the fact that there's a story just makes it that much more interesting. I don't skip this scenes or, you know, dialogue, but sometimes I don't know why I'm fighting, but you just keep fighting. Like, yeah, I think I heard Japanese pirates. What else? I don't know. Avenging my grandfather, I think, was the other thing. So yeah, lots going on. Also, why would you work in this environment? I guess they are wood cutting equipment, so I guess that makes sense. But there's no safety codes on those. It looks very dangerous. That's why there's nobody working there, because they're all injured and they're at the hospital. Yeah. It's just the number of enemies too. If you throw a bunch of enemies at them, it does become harder. And obviously there's going to be bosses in this game that's going to be much more challenging later on. I think I would run away, or just run past them to get to my destination. Yeah, aren't they supposed to be meditating anyway? But yeah, especially when you have inappropriate quips, you get extra meditation time. Okay, these are the power-ups, I guess. I guess he's powering up. Yeah, you always gotta have power-ups. If you go on YouTube, there's always gonna be an expert telling you, you gotta do this first. You gotta power up this first. And I'm sure there are, you know, better ways. I always go for, like, whenever they have, like, you get extra, you know, supplies, or, you know, that sort of stuff, I prioritize. I don't know. So I think now you have, like, choices of different missions, I think. Okay, now they're in the bamboo. That's one of the tricky thing about video games, is that Like you want to make it fun, but the gameplay, like beating enemies is fun. But then you have to start thinking about, okay, how do we, vary the gameplay? How do we evolve it or do something new to surprise the video game or the game? Yeah, I mean, gameplay like this is like maybe it could get repetitive. How do you surprise a gamer? I mean, you think about like games like Death Stranding 2, which I'm playing right now. Sometimes you just walking. I mean, you're walking on different terrains, but I was gonna say how music can actually really help with you could just vibe and enjoy a game with and especially with that game, the music is so good. Oh, now we get to the boss, yay. See, something different. I hope he doesn't walk away this time and actually fights. I'm guessing he doesn't win because that's all, the enemy has so much HP. You have to, oh, so maybe he does beat him. He's really going for it. Yeah, well, that's the thing about video games is that it takes so many hours and there's just too many good games. Oh, yay. You beat him. That's great. Yay. See, it's yes. It's very satisfying when there's a challenge and you accomplish your goal. That's what video games are all about. Hey, thank you for watching Experts React on Gamology. I've been Daisuke Tsuji. Hit that like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. That was too aggressive.